Hello, my beautiful friends. This is Marta from Drop of Sunshine, and welcome. Today, I have this pleasure to play with the magazine which I've been issuing. So I'm super excited. I've already opened up, and I'm sorry, but I just had to play with it. I love this super cute little herb stamp set, and I've already, as you can see, I've created the card yesterday. But today, I want to create something different. I'm gonna be doing some shadowing, embossing technique. I'm not sure even if it's a proper name. If it's a different name, please let me know in a comment. But basically, I thought I recently created a card from another magazine, which was creative stamping. You could see, I think it was on my previous video as well. And I've created two shape cards with this lovely white embossing images. And I thought, as soon as I've noticed this mint leaf, I thought I would love to play with this white embossing again, and my mind actually came into creating this shadow technique. What I'm doing here, I have this piece of the A5 size card, which I dump in the water. I have this spray bottle, very fine master. I really like this bottle, and it's dirty. I need to wash it, but my son was playing with his paint, and he was using that. So once he grabbed with his dirty fingers, it's just stained it. I need to wash it, so I'm sorry for the state of this bottle. But anyway, I am just making my paper really wet, and then I use distress ink to stamp this leafy image, and on top of that I use this gold brown glitter ink from the Spectrum Noir to create some splashes, which I then diluted with even more water just to give them a additional wash off look. Everything is really like a washed because the paper was damp, and I used the distress ink and the liquid ink. Everything is just like smoothly spread like a watercolor vibe to the card. Now I am drying my paper, making sure I am just like turning it around from one side to another, making sure it stay flat. What I'm actually trying to do here is to make sure it's less curly, the paper is less wrap as possible. And now I am putting a few tenths with my additional distress ink just for a heavyweight to make sure it's gonna stay like that. In the meantime, I went to prepare myself a cup of coffee, and once I'm come back, I have this lovely stamp piece of paper which is really flattened. There is no much warpiness, and I need it to be flat because I'm planning to do some additional stamping and embossing. And what I'm gonna be doing now is I'm taking a very rich layer of the baby powder to get rid of all the static from the paper, and I will be doing some embossing with the white ink. And what I'm gonna be doing is I am repeating the stamp in the same place. I'm actually stamping over this green leaf which I've already created, and I will be adding this white embossing powder on top. And once the powder is melt, this green wash off layer, this very watercolory look stamp image which I did with the green distress ink, that will be like a shadow underneath this white embossing. And I really like this technique. It works really well, especially with the brown color inks, but you can use it with every single color. I think it's just this special, lovely, stamping, which is not traditional. When you look at first on the card, someone could say like recipient, oh, how did you do it? Because it really looks nice, and I love it. It's just something different for a change. I thought, why not play this way? So I'm hoping that this idea, obviously I didn't invent it. It's been going on for a very long time, and I just remind myself about it, so I'm presenting it, and I hope my card will inspire you as well to experiment with your embossing, with your inks, and this wash of like a shadow embossing. I don't even know if it's a name, I've already said that, but this is how it looks to me, that this colorful stamping underneath the white is creating this shadow. And here I'm thinking of having the heart, because I truly love this sentiment which says it was meant to be, and instead of it meant, it's meant. So it make it really fun, but it's like a love theme, so I thought the red heart will look really nice on this very pale white green color design paper, which I've just created myself. Before that, I actually decided to create a few more leaves. This time they will be green color, and I'm using this green fern embossing powder from the Ranger, and I'm stamping myself quickly several leaves which I will be embossed with this green embossing powder, and then I'm actually planning to cut them out. And for that, I've used my brother's scan and cut machine to save myself some time, and plus you would be never able to achieve as fancy super clean cut look if you would be working with your scissors. So this is the reason why I'm using it. Obviously I would probably could use the scissors, it's not necessarily you can cut around using the scissors, but because I'm having this machine, I'm helping myself. Although I really enjoy to do fussy cutting, so from time to time I do it of my hands as well, but for today I've just used a brother's scan and cut machine, and here you can see it only took me a minute to create the whole bunch of the leaves, and now I am coloring them even more using the same green color which I did for the stamping on my white piece of cardstock. And I just smear it on a piece of acetate, add a couple drops of water, and I am just smearing my leaves on the paper because that way I am able to achieve this watercolor look, which if I would be coloring them traditional way using like a blending tool or something, I would never achieve even if you spray the water, the color will move a little bit, but when you use the color on the acetate on a piece of foil, you get this better watercolor looking result, I think, at least in my opinion. And here I am choosing between the dies. I have this lovely supersize sets of the nestable dies from Creative, and this is the new release. Well, it was one before. They actually have this very fun gatefold cards. Definitely recommend you to look on that one, because it's something really fun to use, and I'll be looking to buy some for myself as well. And here I've decided that I want to have this scallop rectangle and this little heart inside, which will fit my sentiment perfectly. So I'm just gonna be stamping that on a piece of the cardstock. This is just the strips I'm having, which are leftovers from me creating the card base. I buy myself a large blocks of the paper in the SRA2 size, which I then cut to the individual card bases, and whatever left, it's usually like a one or two longer strips I am ending up. Then I always save them, because then when I create my cards, I have them ready for stamping my elements, sentiments, or whatever I'm needed. And for my sentiment, I'm gonna be doing the black. I don't have the black embossing powder. To be honest, I have a tons of the embossing powders, but I'm not having the black because I'm always having a trouble to stamp and do embossing in black. I don't know. I think to be honest, I never retry it. I had that problem back in the past, before I even had the stamping tool, before I've started using the baby powder. I've tried the black embossing powder, and I wasn't very happy with the result, because my powder was all over the place, and then I just stopped it. And I've seen the video, I don't know, was that Jennifer Maguire, I think, or someone else crafter, but it was just like it was like, I don't know, 8 years ago or even more. she said that if you would like to have this nice clean black embossing, you can stamp it with the blank ink and then cover with the clear embossing powder. And I started doing it, and I'm doing it ever since, and I was never bothered by buying a black embossing powder again, which I think I may actually buy one and retry it, because my embossing skills since 8 years ago and now they're definitely on a different level. So maybe reintroduce myself to the black embossing, but it's something which is like extra on my list. It's not on my focus, so I didn't buy any. Obviously, I'm trying to be reasonable with my spending, and considering there's so many fantastic offers everywhere that it's not easy thing to do. But going back to the card, I've choose these frames. I've decided to have a little bit wider frame, and then I cut two additional this rectangles, this scallop rectangles to create my card base. I score one on the top, and then I am gluing one to another, and that way I have this top hinge opening card, which is stands nicely. And I really enjoy making those cards, because that way the possibilities are endless. You can create as many different shapes cards as you want. You just cut two bases and then score one and glue, and you're ready to go. And here I am attaching my frame, and the inside portion I will actually attach with the foam tape, and I kind of love it how it looks like. Look on that, my friends. That will be a perfect frame for the photo or something. Imagine yourself having this photo glue underneath the frame, and then some embellishment on a corner or something, or add some sentiment. That's perfect for a gift actually. And this is what I've noticed. The second I glued this frame onto this card base, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is such an excellent die to use for creating the presents. And anyway, now I am working on my inside portion. It's exactly the same the rest of the card, which I cut with the scallop rectangle, and I will be gluing it on the inside, but slightly raise it up with the double-sided foam tape, just to give it an additional dimension. And that way I will have this lovely continuous pattern between my inside panel and the frame, but the inside panel will be raised up slightly with this foam. And here I am just doubling up my foam, because I've bought the one I have, it's 1 millimeter thick, but I just wanted to have a little bit extra dimension. So I've just put 2 layers for each strip. And then once I have my strips ready, I will attach them using also a drop of the hot glue. And this frame, it's really sits nicely around this front panel, and I'm actually very happy I came up with the idea for this card, because that way it also comes to me that this rectangular frames, they are just perfect for creating the cards with the photos, and having this either photo like a hidden behind and then raise the frame all around. That will be perfect for create the cards for my granny or someone using the photos of my son inside. So this is another great deal thing. I'm super excited. So I'm just sharing with you the idea. If you have this scallop rectangles dies from Creative, they will be perfect for that as well. And now I am just filling up the spaces, trying to think of what else I could do to fill up the composition, adding a few leaves here and there. And then I will be adding some Nuvo drops. I was planning to use this like a coral red color drops, but I didn't have anything in matching the color of this heart. The one I had, they were way too dark, so I just stick with the clear dots, clear drops, which are matching perfectly every single card. I've been saying that plenty times, because once they dry, they totally clear, and they will be looking like a drops of water. And just a little bit of the string bow in the corner, just to add some fancy element to the card. And my card is ready. I'm really happy how it turned out. It's very simple, nice idea, and I love this a shadow embossing. I will show you in a minute the close-up photo of this card and the other two I've created with this gorgeous stamp set. I really like it. I hope my cards will inspire you to create something, and definitely please share with me if you will be creating something based upon the card I've made. If they will inspire you, please tag my name so I could see your lovely creation. Thank you so very much, my friends, for being here, for watching this tutorial. Please give me a comment and like and share this video with your friends. That's really is something which helps me to grow. And thank you so very much. Stay blessed. Have a wonderful day, my friends. Bye bye.